Week 4 picks and spreads are here. You went 11-5 last week. I went 10-6. It's a lot of fun keeping up with these picks. So now you're one up on me in the season predictions. Fee sits at 31-17, and Adam sits at 30-18. But let's go ahead and get into the top ugly Thursday night football game, potentially. Jags at Bengals, Bengals are favored by 7.5. Who do you got in this one?
Oh, I'm absolutely taking the Cincinnati Bengals, and I think they actually will cover this spread. The Jaguars are bad. They're going to turn the ball over a lot. Cincinnati's not going to meet a lot of resistance with that Jaguars defense because they only have a defense because they're technically someone on the other side of the ball. I think Cincinnati is going to run the score up. It's going to be an ugly game on Thursday. I'm taking the Bengals all day. The Cincinnati Bengals are going to be 3-1. Imagine that.
Yeah.
I don't even think any Cincinnati fans pick that.
Right. And only a loss to a Bears team who's shaky right now. So it's like, do you really feel some type of way about that? I've got the Bengals winning also. I think they'll cover as well. Lawrence has struggled bad this year. Joe Burrow's connecting with Jamar Chase. And overall, when you just see there's no way to break it down. The Bengals are clearly playing better than the Jaguars right now. There's a chance that these Jags don't win a game this year, which I would really hate for Trevor Lawrence. Maybe they'll eke out 1, 2, 3 games. Who knows? We're not talking about the Jags at this moment, though. Bengals are favored by 7.5, and I think they win and cover that spread. Now the Titans at the Jets. Jets are at plus 7.5. Crazy enough, it kind of feels like that's a lot of points for a Titans team, but we'll see. Who do you have taking this one home?
It is a Titans team that has a very porous defense, but as bad as Zach Wilson has been, I don't even have that little faith in the Titans' raggedy defense to not be able to stop that.
Right.
I think they'll force multiple turnovers. The Jets are going to be the Jets. I think Derrick Henry has another monster game, and the Titans will roll. That's going to be an easy Sunday for Tennessee. Yeah. Titans will win and cover the spread.
Titans win. I don't know why. Something's telling me about the spread. I think 7.5 points. Jets are at home. They're tired of getting talked about. Maybe Zach Wilson finally busts through. I don't know. 7.5 points. I'm sticking to my gut. Seems like a lot of points here. I will take the Titans to win, though. Don't think they cover the spread. Derrick Henry is absolutely going to eat this team up. Don't be surprised if he's running for like 220, 250 in this game. I mean, seriously, we know the Jets. Now, they've had spurts last season trying to stop the runner, but they were never an efficient team that was truly going to stop you from pounding the ball through that front seven. Julio Jones, of course, is probably going to run wild. Tannehill's going to be comfortable, and you're just going to have guys all over the field for Tennessee to win this football game. Now we've got the Lions at the Bears.
But I got a hot one off the presses for you.
Okay.
Our resident Tennessee Titans fan. I hope you didn't think that I wasn't going to actually air you out for this. No, it's not in the chat.
Oh, okay.
He actually hit me up. Said the Titans are going to lose one of the next 2 games. And, you know, they play the Jets and the Jags the next 2 games. And he said normally Derrick Henry runs all over the Jags. So he actually said that they'll probably lose to the New York Jets.
To NYJ.
But he's got the audacity to be over here talking greasy to Jamila about how they're going to beat Pittsburgh when they play them, but you think the Jets are going to beat you.
Good, because you were taking another L when you played.
Same guy who was going to pick Christian McCaffrey over Derrick Henry, his beloved.
Oh, man. And he guilted you into it. He got you.
All these contradicting statements. You know, I'm not letting you get away with it. It's ridiculous.
Jamila, I feel sorry for you. Steelers are on a little bit of a downward spiral. Not even a little bit. They're just, it's going down. I'm sorry. Jamila. I know you hop in there every week about your Steelers, but
you come join me in the pit of misery.
Right. We'll see at the end of the season what they're truly doing. So Lions at Bears. Bears are favored by 3. Who do you have?
Oh, I'm taking Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions in this game all day long. The Chicago Bears are bad. I mean, I don't think Justin Fields will look this bad again, but I'm not sure that Justin Fields is even going to play. It really doesn't matter. Whether it's Andy Dalton, Justin Fields, or Nick Foles, the Chicago Bears are absolutely not a very good football team. They're not being well coached. Their schemes, their play calling, nothing is working out. Outside of Khalil Mack, they've got nothing. The way Detroit has been playing, like, man, Campbell has them boys playing hard. Like, they have been in every game that they've played, and Jared Goff has been looking very good. So I think this will be the first W for the Detroit Lions this year.
Ooh, that would be a huge upset. And just because of how last game went, it's going to be another quarterback changeup. It's going to be another obstacle for Nagy to get over. And Jared Goff hasn't been playing bad this year. I think he's going to be able to take advantage of that Bears defense that's pretty much underperforming at this point in the season. And that was the biggest praise of this team is they've always been able to lock down defensively. Even when they had Trubisky, they've always been able to play well on the defensive side of the football. But it's always been the offense. What's up with David Montgomery? What's up with the health of my running backs? What's up with my quarterback situation? And now, again, like I said, I'm highly pissed off by the way Justin Fields looked on Sunday. And I hope this can come together for a Bears team. I don't have them winning this football game. I think the Lions win. So they'll cover get your money on this one. But I just hope for the Bears' sake, something looks better on Sunday, because Nagy's job is going to be getting called for within the next 4 weeks if something doesn't change for this team. And I think every Bears fan could agree with me there. Now I've got the Colts at the Dolphins. This is going to be a tough pick, and we both said it before we got on, because you got your Dolphins -2.5 with the Jacoby Brissett. Now, I know them going to overtime with a Raiders team really put Vegas kind of on their back, but who truly takes this one home? It's a tough pick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take the Colts in this game just because they have a superior defense and the familiarity. Jacoby Brissett was with the Colts. They know him. It's not an element of surprise of what it is that he can or cannot do. The Indianapolis Colts are going to come out in this game and know exactly what they need to do to fluster and shut down Jacoby, because they watched him go 3-13 as their quarterback, as they had a good defense and used to beat him up in practice every day. So I think the Colts will come out and straight shut the Dolphins down.
I could see it happening too, though. I really could, because that was a great point there. I didn't even take that into account. The Colts do know Brissett, but the Colts being 0-3, they're trying so hard not to panic. They really have to get a win under their belt, because this is probably the most underperforming team in the league right now. We've talked about it time and time again. They've got the Super Bowl type roster with the offensive players, with the defensive players. They've got a decent coach over there. But again, when you're falling short at your quarterback position, and this is a bad division. This is one of the worst divisions, maybe the worst one in the league next to the NFC East. No question about it. But when you talk about the Colts still sitting at 0-3, they've got to get a win here over a Dolphins team that is really having their backs up against the wall. And if Brissett comes out, torches this team, covers the spread, which, again, taking the Colts, I think they'll upset. You'll get your money there. But it's going to be a really rough look if the Dolphins come out and beat this Colts team, because when you go to 0-4, you're basically done for in the playoffs. Nobody's going to be looking at you after that.
You can just quit the season from there.
Yep.
Kyle Mayo, we got a Texans fan in the house. They say it can't get any worse. So y'all actually are the worst team in the league. I don't think y'all are worse than the Jaguars.
Kyle, I don't know his worse, the Texans or the Jaguars. Wesley over here trying to change it up. Don't talk about me and my Steelers. All right, Browns at Vikings. Vikings are +2 here, and this is another interesting one, because you see the Vikings upset the Seahawks. Vegas again, giving them these. I think these are. I don't know. I don't agree with this line at all. But who takes this one home?
I'm taking the Cleveland Browns all day long. I mean, Cleveland is a superior football team on both sides of the ball at pretty much every position all across the board. I think a 2-point spread is actually disrespectful.
Right.
Cleveland should win this game handily. Even if it takes a minute, if it's a close through 2.5 quarters, Cleveland will end up taking this game and running away with it, and the final score will end up being bad.
Yeah. +2. Sheesh. Yeah, that I agree. The amount of points for the Browns at that point, we know the Vikings can potentially stop you if they decide to have a good defensive day, but they're not that defensive culture that they were just a few seasons ago, where they were hitting you hard and they were making it tough for you to move the football. I do think the Browns win here. I do think the Browns are able to cover the spread, and I think they can cover by potentially 7-14. The Browns, they're looking for a really just good win. They're looking to dig their nose in. They're looking to really put their feet in the ground for this one and just come back with another W, definitely in their, on their record. Let's move on here to Washington at the Falcons, and the Falcons are +1.5, and this feels like another maybe tricky pick, because now Washington's kind of been exposed. Bill's just really run them through the dirt. Falcons are coming off of a last-second win against the Giants there, but Falcons at +1.5. Does this feel accurate to you?
It does feel accurate, because this game is another close one, just like last week with the New York Giants. We really didn't know which direction to go, and that was a very tight game. I think this will be another tight one that Washington will pull out, just for the mere fact that the Falcons are excellent at finding ways to lose football games. It's pretty sad. I mean, for the fans of the city of Atlanta, it's like, Jesus Christ. You play teams, you have more talent, you just don't produce. It's mind-boggling, really. You flip-flop the coaches. I mean, maybe it's time to look at moving number 2, as a lot of you call him.
Moving number 2 is a man. Yeah. Can't even call him by his name. So Falcons plus 1.5. I don't know. This is a hard one. This feels like a pick 'em to me. Falcons are at home, though. I think I'll take them with the upset. I really think I will. Being at home, back in the dome, you've already handled an NFC East team. Washington's a little banged up, and they're kind of looking for themselves now. Again, another week where Chase Young has not been a factor, another week where your linebackers have not been a factor, but also you got to look at the fact that the defense overall, we talked about it a couple times already, walking into this season and not being able to perform like that. I think they're definitely underperforming, or maybe we overshot on these, on the Washington football team here. But as much as I could take Washington, I'm going to take the Falcons and what feels like a pick 'em. I think they'll cover the spread and get their upset here. Texans at the Bills. Bills are minus 15.5 in this game. Clear win. I'll go ahead and tell you Bills are winning this one. Who do you have?
Oh, Buffalo's winning the game, and they'll cover the spread. I mean, the spread is outlandishly high, but you just saw how bad they beat Washington.
Yep.
The Houston Texans are nowhere near even as hopeful as Washington.
Right.
Taylor Heineken's better than whatever they've got walking out there. Who is it? Mills starting at quarterback?
Davis Mills. Yep. Out of Stanford.
Yeah, if they obliterated Washington like that, it's going to be worse for Houston. I mean, just like our man Kyle Mayo just came on about how he doesn't know how much worse it really could get for his Texans.
Yeah.
It's going to get worse because now you're actually starting to play better football teams.
Right. You've been losing the tough ones. Now it's time to lose the good ones where it really
hell, I can't wait till week 5 because we play you.
He's like, I'm salivating on that win, man. Now, you just better hope you damn win, Fees. That's all I got to say, bro. I think y'all will win, but he's like, I just can't even process that because
don't do this right now.
Right. He's like, Adam, we're live. We're on the air. We got to get through this. All right, man. Giants at Saints. Saints are minus 7.5. First time back in the dome. Feeling great off of a win. Giants just lost a close one. Who takes this one home, Fees?
Saints win the game. I'm not 100% sure about the spread.
Right.
I mean, the Giants, they've got a lot going on. They have a lot on the line.
Yep.
Like, they need W's. Garrett is out there bad. Joe Judge is possibly going to be on the hot seat. They're going to start looking at what they need to do with trying to move Danny Dimes. Most disgusting name ever for a quarterback who doesn't deserve it.
Dude tripped in the open field, and somehow they dubbed him Danny Dimes. Don't know how.
Yeah, missed a wide open receiver and lost the game to the football team. Jesus. Yeah, the Giants are bad. They're going to lose the game. I mean, it's possible the Saints could cover. I wouldn't bet on that.
Yeah, because, well, yeah, I don't know. You're right, because that feels like one of those tricky lines because the Saints definitely have the defensive presence to cover that. But I mean, when you're talking about a small line like that in terms of a team in the Giants who does have, some offensive weapons, I'm not really worried about Daniel Jones, but he could engineer a little 250-yard game, couple touchdowns, maybe a turnover or two against the Saints defense, who's really been carrying them the whole season. Do have the Saints winning this one though, and I think there's no way you can bet against New Orleans. They're back in the dome. They've faced adversity all year. They've been sleeping out of hotels and probably eating TV dinners 24/7. Like, these guys are really just looking to get back home, get back into the dome, and just get back into the facility and overall get their bearings back and feel like a normal football team again. So I'm going to take the Saints here. I don't know about the line though. Chiefs at Eagles. Eagles are +7, and this is another disrespectful line, but like I said, early in the season, Vegas is jumping on some of these trends. Who do you have here though?
I mean, I'm taking the Chiefs, but I don't actually think that the line is disrespectful because the Kansas City defense, along with the amount of turnovers that they've been actually producing week in and week out, every single game they've played in has been one possession. So it's not far-fetched to think that Jalen Hurts could have a really good game against them and actually put up points. I don't think he can put up enough to beat them.
Right.
But he can keep them in that football game to where this line actually could get really tight. I mean, I'm going to take the Chiefs to win, absolutely, but they might not cover 7. I think that might be a push on the spread.
Heard on that. Push on the spread.
They might win by 7.
Right. Heard, man. Heard. Whew. I feel you there. So I do have the Chiefs winning this one. Like I said, I just think the line is too low for them. Chiefs sitting at 1-2. they've heard the criticism. They hear people. They know that people are kind of hitting the panic button. And like I said, there's really no reason to. We're so young into the season. We've seen the Chiefs time and time again pull themselves out of this hole to where they rebound. I think they cover here. I think they win. Mahomes has a hell of a game. Andy Reid is fired up. You know, he just got out of the hospital after that game, so he's just looking to get back onto the field and just implement a W for his 1-2 Kansas City Chiefs that nobody saw being at last place in the division at any point in the season.
No.
Maybe outside of week one if they just happened to lose week one and everybody else came out victorious. Excuse me. Panthers at the Cowboys. Another great game here. Cowboys are -5, but I know we both picked the Panthers with the upset, but what truly decides this game for you?
I mean, I think Sam Darnold actually going to decide this game. I think this is a signature game for his career. Doesn't have to be against one of the major big boy contenders because he's coming from the Jets. He's out here with the Panthers. They're 3-0. This is definitely their biggest test thus far this season. And I think he shows up and shows out. Sam will have a very big game. I think it'll be a 300-plus yard, 3 to 4 touchdown type of game on a big stage against the Cowboys team on the road, and will really have people start looking at Carolina like, hey, are they for real, for real?
Yeah, that's a very good possibility. I'm taking Panthers as well here with the upset line. Again, at -5 for the Cowboys. Cowboys at home. They're going to be in Jerry Ward. They're going to feel confident. And this team's riding a lot of energy right now. But the Panthers, I just think overall they are the better team than the Cowboys right now. I think the coaching is better. Of course, the defense is better. And you can argue that the offense is going to hang with them. You predicted a shootout. I could see it as well. Definitely taking the upset here with the Panthers. And it's going to be a great game. I can't wait to see it. And by the way, I'm going to start Darnold in fantasy. Don't know if you are, but I'm definitely starting Darnold in fantasy because we have Russell Wilson playing the San Francisco 49ers, who are favored by 3 in Levi's Stadium. You think San Francisco avenges a victory here, or avenges a loss rather from last week against the Packers?
Oh, yeah, I absolutely have San Francisco winning this game. I think they're going to harass Russell Wilson. I mean, he's too good for you to just completely beat him up, but he has consistently taken more sacks than any other quarterback in the league since he's been in the league. And I don't think that changes a whole lot because this team knows them very well. And I see San Francisco shutting them down. There's no defensive presence in Seattle. San Francisco is going to go clock control, run the ball, and they'll have Jimmy just make the throws that he needs to make.
Yep. I feel you there, man. 100% feel you there. Now, it's always funny picking these NFC West games because you have the Niners at -3, and that line, I don't know. I would definitely stay away from that line because you never know how these NFC West games could be. But I'd take the Seahawks in an upset here. They needed it 1-2. Like I just mentioned, Pete Carroll is really feeling it now. Russell Wilson has to get out there and play better because this is a Seahawks team that, we talked about it in our predictions before we hit the season. Everybody's expecting this team to go to the NFC Championship at the Super Bowl. They have that type of talent, and especially after the defense turning it around last year the way that they did, bringing in a Carlos Dunlap, getting Jamal Adams back from injury. They were trying to make that defensive trend, to those Legion of Boom days. Those Legion of Boom days with all the guys they had back there just lighting it up and truly taking the league by storm. But I do take the Seahawks here with the upset, so I think if go with my perspective, you'll cover and win your money. Cardinals at Rams. Rams -5.5, and this is going to be a great game as well. Big defensive presence with both teams, and Rams are definitely looking to stay undefeated. But how do you feel about this one?
Yeah, I mean, on all accounts, the Rams look like a better football team, but I think they don't show up for this game. I'm taking the Arizona Cardinals to come out here with a chip on their shoulder to actually prove that they're as good as their record says that they are. They're very familiar with the Rams. And I think Kyler has a monster day against that defense because the defense didn't really present Brady any problems. They didn't get their offense delivered. So I'm taking the Cardinals to win this one in an upset because they're +5.5. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So for fees, Cardinals cover, take the upset. I'm going to stick with the Rams here. I think the Rams take this football game home, -5.5. They're going to be at home, and they're going to be feeling a little bit of that pressure as well, from the fans that wanted one of the Raiders over there. But this is a high-flying Rams offense, and like I said before, no reason to dig into it again. We'd be crazy to put anybody else right now. As of right now in the NFL season, the Rams being the best team, the offense absolutely goes insane, and we've seen what the defense can do as well. Steelers at Packers. Packers are -6.5, and this could be an ugly one for the Steelers.
Oh, yeah, man, I've absolutely got the Packers blowing out the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is not going to be a close football game. The Packers might win this game by 28. It could be really bad.
Yeah, Packers definitely take this one home here as well. I mean, Packers are at home. Packers are coming off of they're coming off back-to-back primetime wins. They're coming off a great road win. And now that they're going to be able to go back home, they're going to have an Aaron Jones back in sync. They're going to have a Devontae Adams back in sync. Not that they were ever playing bad, but they're going to be back in Green Bay. They're going to be back in Lambeau. And Aaron Rodgers overall, we know this guy's got a chip on his shoulder. We saw the MVP. We saw the drama in the offseason, and he wants to get back to the Super Bowl. He is trying to keep that record the best it can be and take this Packers team to ultimate heights. And I take the Packers here with this win, and I do agree. Definitely could be an ugly one for the Steelers. Absolutely. Ravens at Broncos. Broncos -1. I know we both have the Ravens here, but how badly, I guess, well, never mind. You have the Broncos.
I don't have the Ravens. I got the Denver Broncos.
Right, you do.
Actually coming in to shut down Baltimore. I think they'll shut down the run game. I think this will be a very difficult game for Lamar. I think Denver will take this one at home in Mile High.
There we go. I do have the Ravens taking this one. It will be an upset, I guess, in terms. But Lamar knows. Close game against the Lions. I just got bailed out by Justin Tucker. And he does have a tough defense to face. But like I said earlier, if Lamar can come out again, do something that we've all said he can't do, and become that better player, then the Ravens have a great chance at winning this football game. And they definitely will cover with the upset here. Bucks at Patriots. Pats +5.5. Bucks.
Yeah.
How much they win by?
Winning. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the damn score was like 52-6. It's disgusting. I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, I just wanted to hear you say it again. No, I'm just messing with you. A couple minutes before we get out of the show here, guys. Appreciate all the support this evening. Again, subscribe. Get in the chat. Share it with a friend. Hit the bell. Like the video. We super appreciate you guys. Raiders at Chargers. Chargers -3.5. This is going to be a great game this weekend. Love that it's going to be on Monday night. Great AFC West showdown. Who do you have winning this one?
Oh, I'm taking Vegas. I think they will go into L.A., which is their actual home stadium. They're going to take the W. Derek Carr is going to have another monster game. 1,600 yards after 4 games. It'll be unheard of. He's going to be the MVP frontrunner, which he probably already is at this moment, and that's going to continue. I think Justin Herbert will have a decent game. It's not going to be enough. Just like I told you, they're too undisciplined. Their penalties are going to hurt them, and if he turns the ball over even one time, it's going to be too much because we've already seen the Raiders, even if you smack them in the mouth and you get up, they will come back. They're extremely resilient.
Right. They don't ever stop swinging. And John Gruden knows that, a lot is on the line for this Raiders team this year. And with Derek Carr, finally getting back to himself, like we've wondered, was Derek Carr before the injury kind of a fluke? And this is the season where Carr is showing us that, I've still got it in the tank. I can still throw on the run. I can still be athletic. I can still show you some football IQ to take my team to ultimate heights. I don't think it's enough to get past this Chargers team, though. I picked them earlier when we did the weekend watch. I think the Chargers take a good win here. Now, the line is a little tricky. I do think the line is a little tricky because the Raiders are definitely a resilient team, and they're going to be coming to play, definitely. They're going to be on the road. Big divisional showdown, high stakes, because if you split this with a tiebreaker and that down the road Chargers are maybe going to have the same record as you're going to start pulling teeth when you're looking at numbers here, and I don't think the Raiders want that, but that is what's going to happen. Chargers do win this football game, and Justin Herbert's going to be feeling good after this one. I think the Raiders come back a little bit because this is a defense that they have to face in the Chargers, which I know you don't get them a lot of credit, but this is a defense that can hang, not with some of the best, but they're going to be able to slow down this offense, and I think it's going to be a little bit of a reality check for the Las Vegas Raiders.